Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're diving into the world of hidden treasures as we explore the 5 most expensive and ultra-rare U.S. coins, including the legendary Mercury dime, rare silver dollars, and steel mint mark varieties. Even in dirty or worn condition, these seemingly ordinary coins could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars today. So before you spend that old coin, stick around, because you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. First up, the Mercury dime of 1925, struck with a D mint mark of Denver, is one of the most fascinating and highly coveted coins in the long story of American numismatics. Officially called the Winged Liberty Head dime, but affectionately nicknamed the Mercury dime by collectors due to its resemblance to the Roman god Mercury. This small 10-cent piece has captured the imagination of generations. On its surface, it may appear as just a worn, dirty coin passed through countless hands in everyday commerce, but in truth, certain 1925 D Mercury dimes hold unimaginable value. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance has turned some of these coins into treasures worth millions, capable of transforming an ordinary discovery into overnight fortune. The Mercury dime design itself is a masterpiece, crafted by Adolph A. Weinman, who also designed the famed Walking Liberty half-dollar. On the obverse is a face of liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. On the reverse, a fasces, an ancient Roman symbol of authority, stands entwined with an olive branch, representing the dual ideas of strength and peace. This coin was more than money. It was art in miniature, a token of American ideals during a turbulent period of history. By 1925, the nation was in the midst of the Roaring Twenties, and coins like these passed from hand to hand during an era of economic boom, cultural growth, and hidden struggle. The Denver Mint, where the 1925 D dimes were struck, was known for lower mintages compared to Philadelphia, and the quality of strikes varied greatly. Many 1925 D Mercury dimes were weakly struck, meaning the details of the design did not come through sharply. This made fully struck examples with clear details exceedingly rare. Over time, as these dimes circulated heavily, the majority were worn down or damaged. Today, most examples found are in poor condition, which makes those surviving with sharp details and minimal were nearly priceless. Even in dirty or well-worn condition, however, a coin with unusual characteristics or striking errors could command staggering sums in today's competitive coin market. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1925 D Mercury dime is how deceptive its appearance can be. At first glance, a collector might see nothing but a tarnished, darkened coin, perhaps with a steel-like patina from decades of wear and improper storage. Yet beneath the surface, details may emerge, distinct wing feathers, sharp fasces lines, or rare die variations that reveal its true identity. To the untrained eye, it may look like pocket change, but to the seasoned collector, it could be a hidden masterpiece valued in the millions. What makes the 1925 D particularly special is its survival rate. While millions were struck, relatively few have endured in high-quality condition. During the Depression and World War II, many Mercury dimes were hoarded, melted, or simply lost to time. Those that remain, especially from Denver, are fiercely hunted by collectors trying to complete their sets. The scarcity of the specific issue has elevated its status as a key date, and in auctions, it often ignites bidding wars that push prices into jaw-dropping territory. Errors and unusual varieties only add to its mystique. Coins that were misstruck, whether off-center, double-die obverse, or struck on the wrong planchet, are especially desirable. Some examples even display strange toning, with colors ranging from steel blue to deep gold, making them unique works of art in their own right. A dirty condition coin, carrying decades of history on its surface, may still conceal such features, making a candidate for unimaginable value. In today's coin market, the allure of the 1925 D Mercury dime cannot be overstated. Collectors worldwide dream of finding one in forgotten jars, dusty drawers, or family estates, knowing full well that the right coin could bring a life-changing fortune. Some examples have already crossed into six-figure sales, while unique or near-pristine survivors are whispered to be worth millions. The excitement around this coin is not just about its metal or design, but about the possibilities it represents. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand, a simple 10-cent piece that once bought bread or candy in the 1920s, now capable of buying a mansion, a fleet of cars, or securing generational wealth. The story it carries is not just about commerce, but about survival, beauty, and hidden fortune. It is a reminder that history often hides in the most unassuming places, waiting for the right moment to reveal its treasure. The dirty condition that many of these coins are found in only adds to their intrigue. Dust, tarnish, and decades of handling do not always diminish value. In fact, they often cloak the features that, once revealed, send collectors into frenzy. A steel-toned surface or rough patina may be the very signs that distinguish an authentic treasure from an ordinary piece of change. It is in these imperfections that greatness is often concealed. The Mercury dime also carries cultural weight. Its design is widely considered one of the most beautiful ever placed on American coinage, and owning one from a rare date like 1925. D is akin to holding a piece of national heritage. The coin bridges the past with the present, telling stories of prosperity, hardship, and artistry. It speaks to an America that was changing rapidly, and to collectors today, it represents not just money but memory and meaning. Auction houses, collectors, and historians all agree that the Mercury dime from Denver in 1925 remains one of the greatest numismatic treasures of the 20th century. Stories circulate of coins being found in circulation even decades later, shocking their discoverers with life-altering wealth. To own one is to possess not just a dime, but a symbol of fortune, beauty, and destiny. Ultimately, the 1925 D Mercury dime is a coin that embodies the very essence of hidden treasure. Small, simple, and easily overlooked, it carries within it the power to change a life overnight. In today's market, such a coin can make anyone a billionaire in spirit, if not in reality, by unlocking the door to wealth and history in a single breath. If you come across this coin, do not dismiss it as pocket change. It could very well be the key to unimaginable fortune, a piece of silver, steel-colored history that has the power to transform your life forever. Next up, the Mercury dime of 1928 with the Denver D mint mark stands as one of those mysterious and almost mythical coins that seems ordinary at first glance, but carries with it the potential to change a person's life overnight. Officially known as the Winged Liberty Head dime, this piece of American coinage history was created by the artist Adolph A. Weinman and remains one of the most admired designs ever placed on a U.S. coin. The image of liberty with wings on her cap was intended to symbolize the freedom of thought, yet over time, the public grew to call it the Mercury dime because of its resemblance to the Roman god Mercury. This little coin, struck in Denver in 1928, carries far more value than its 10-cent face would suggest, especially in today's world where rarity, demand, and history combine to elevate into the realm of treasure. The year 1928 was a fascinating time in American history, just before the Great Depression changed the course of the nation. Coins minted in this era passed through countless hands during the roaring economy of the late 1920s, often being spent without a thought. Few people then could have imagined that a small 10-cent piece might one day command a price in the millions. The Denver Mint, tasked with producing dimes that year, had a lower mintage compared to the Philadelphia Mint, which means that fewer than 1928 D-dimes survived the test of time. This scarcity, combined with heavy circulation, has made them highly sought after today. Condition, of course, plays a powerful role in determining the value of any coin, and the 1928 D Mercury dime is no exception. While many examples exist in worn or dirty condition, the true gems are those that still display sharp detail in Liberty's wings, or in the fasces and olive branch on the reverse. Yet even those in less than pristine condition can carry unimaginable worth, especially if they possess unusual toning, striking errors, or historical provenance. A dirty condition coin, covered with a steel-gray patina of age, may disguise its beauty, but beneath that layer of time lies a fortune waiting to be discovered. The Denver mint mark itself adds a special layer of intrigue. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia, but those carrying the small D beneath the date instantly tell a story of being struck in Colorado. Collectors pay close attention to these differences, and because fewer coins came from Denver that year, the D mint mark pushes the value much higher than a common date dime. For someone unknowingly holding a 1928 D Mercury dime. What appears to be an old coin worth pennies could in fact be worth a mansion. Part of the allure of this coin is its connection to the artistry of American coinage. Adolph Wyman's design is regarded as one of the finest ever, a perfect blend of classical beauty and symbolic meaning. The winged liberty on the obverse speaks of the freedom and innovation of the American spirit, while the fasces on the reverse represent strength through unity, tempered by the olive branch of peace. When combined with the history of the 1920s and the rarity of the Denver issue, the coin becomes more than money. It becomes a piece of art, a historical document, and a financial miracle all in one. Collectors around the world often dream of stumbling upon one of these coins in an old jar of change, a forgotten drawer, or a family collection. Stories abound of people who have discovered Mercury dimes worth fortunes in the most unlikely places, and the 1928 D is among the key dates that inspire these dreams. For those who understand its significance, this coin represents a chance at unimaginable wealth and a direct connection to the golden age of American coinage. What makes the 1928 D even more fascinating is the way time has treated it. Unlike modern coins, which are mass-produced with precision, older dimes often came with flaws, weak strikes, off-center impressions, or small die breaks. To collectors, these are not imperfections but treasures, quirks that make each coin unique. A steel-toned, dirty surface 1928 D Mercury dime with one of these peculiarities could easily command millions at auction today, turning its finder into an instant billionaire in spirit, if not in fact. In the world of numismatics, the Mercury dime has always been a crown jewel, and certain dates, like the 1928 D, rise above the rest. Their rarity ensures constant demand, and when supply is low, prices soar. Auctions for these coins often attract fierce bidding wars, with collectors from across the globe eager to secure a piece of history. The 1928 D Mercury dime has already reached jaw-dropping valuations, and experts believe its worth will only continue to rise as time goes on. Imagine holding such a coin in your hand, a dime so small, so humble, yet carrying within it the weight of nearly a century of history and the promise of wealth beyond imagination. This is the paradox of coins like the 1928 D. They are tiny pieces of metal, yet they possess the power to transform lives overnight. To sell one too cheaply would be to ignore its potential, to cast away a fortune disguised as change. The Mercury dime also reflects the soul of an era. Struck in 1928, it bears witness to America's optimism before the crash of 1929, the resilience of its people during the Depression, and the enduring value of beauty and artistry. It is both a reminder of where the country has been and a symbol of what it still treasures: freedom, strength, and peace. Owning one of these coins is like owning a piece of the nation's heart. Collectors often describe the thrill of chasing a 1928 D Mercury dime as unlike any other pursuit. It is not just about the metal nor the monetary value, but the sense of adventure, the possibility of uncovering something rare and magnificent in the ordinary. This is what drives the fascination with coins. The idea that greatness can hide in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize it. In the end, the 1928 D Mercury dime is more than a collectible. It is a legend. Scarce, beautiful, and endlessly mysterious, it represents the very best of American coinage. In dirty, steel-toned edition, or shimmering with luster, it carries the power to change destinies. To hold one is to hold a key to fortune, a testament to artistry, and a tangible piece of history. It is a coin that whispers of billion-dollar dreams and promises that sometimes the smallest things in life carry the greatest power. Next up, the Mercury dime of 1940, forbearing the S mint mark, is one of those small, unassuming treasures that carries within it a story of history, art, resilience, and unimaginable fortune. Struck at the San Francisco Mint in the final years of World War II, this dime was not merely a coin for commerce, but a silent witness to an era defined by sacrifice and hope. Officially named the Winged Liberty Head dime, it was designed by Adolph A. Wyman and symbolizes freedom of thought through liberty's wing cap. Yet the public long ago nicknamed it the Mercury dime, because the figure on the coin resembles the Roman god Mercury. Today, the 1944 S Mercury dime, especially in rare variations or unusual conditions, holds the power to turn an ordinary collector, or even an unsuspecting owner, into a millionaire overnight. When one looks at this coin, its face value of 10 cents hardly suggests the magnitude of its worth in today's world. But like so many great treasures, its value lies not in what it was created for, but in what it has become. The 1944 S was struck at a time when the San Francisco Mint produced far fewer coins than its Philadelphia counterpart. Lower mintages often mean fewer survivors. And in the case of this dime, scarcity is one of the great engines driving its demand. Add to this the fact that many of these coins were heavily circulated during wartime, leaving only a handful in exceptional condition. And you begin to understand why this dime has reached mythical status in the collecting world. The S mint mark itself is a tiny detail, but to collectors, it is everything. Positioned on the reverse of the coin near the fasces, this small letter tells the story of its birth in San Francisco, a mint renowned for its craftsmanship and attention to detail. In the world of numismatics, mint marks transform ordinary coins into pieces of mystery and rarity. For the 1944 S Mercury dime, that tiny S can be the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one valued in the millions under the right circumstances. Condition, as always, plays a powerful role. Many 1944 S Mercury dimes today are found in worn, dirty condition, their surfaces dulled by decades of circulation. Yet even these, under the gaze of an experienced collector, can reveal value beyond imagination. A steel gray patina, the kind that settles onto coins after years of handling and storage, can actually add a character of age and authenticity that collectors treasure. Beneath the dirt and toning, sharp details of Liberty's wing cap or the fasces on the reverse may still remain, promising wealth to the one who recognizes what lies beneath the surface. It is not only condition but also errors and peculiarities that make the 1944 S extraordinary. Coins struck with off-center designs, double dies, or other minting anomalies are incredibly valuable because they are so rare. Imagine finding a 1944 S Mercury dime with a dramatic error hidden in plain sight, a mistake from the mint that today could be worth millions. This is the kind of coin that has the power to take someone from ordinary life into the realm of unbelievable fortune in a single night. The artistry of the Mercury dime cannot be overlooked. Weinman's design is widely considered one of the most beautiful in American coinage. Liberty's youthful face crowned with wings is not only a representation of freedom, but also of America's optimism in a time of global conflict. On the reverse, the fasces, a bundle of rods bound around an axe, symbolizes strength and unity, while the olive branch reminds us of the enduring pursuit of peace. This dual message, strength and peace, was particularly powerful in 1944, as the world stood on the brink of victory in World War II. For collectors, the 1944 S Mercury dime is not just about money. It is about owning a piece of history, a reminder of the sacrifices and triumphs of a generation. Each of these coins tells a story of hands that once held it. Soldiers, workers, families, all unknowingly passing along what will one day be a treasure. It is this human connection that gives the coin its emotional weight, making it far more than a financial asset. Auctions around the world have proven the extraordinary demand for rare Mercury dimes, and the 1944 S is among those that inspire the fiercest bidding wars. Collectors know that the supply is fixed. No more of these coins will ever be struck. As the years pass, fewer remain and their prices only climb. It is not an exaggeration to say that someone with a rare variation of the 1944 S Mercury dime could indeed become a billionaire overnight, should the right bidders compete for it. The coin's beauty, rarity, and historical resonance make it irresistible. Even in dirty or heavily worn condition, the 1944 S commands attention because beneath its weathered exterior lies an undeniable truth. It is a key piece of numismatic history. For the lucky individual who stumbles across one in an old collection, a dusty box, or even loose change, the discovery can feel like uncovering buried treasure. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. The idea that greatness can hide in the ordinary. A 1944 S Mercury dime, overlooked for decades, might suddenly emerge to change its owner's destiny. To sell such a coin hastily, for its metal value or a small premium, would be to ignore its potential as a life-changing fortune. It is the kind of coin that demands respect, patience, and knowledge, because its true value is only unlocked when its rarity is understood. The legacy of the 1944 S. Mercury dime lives on not just in its price tag, but in what it represents. It is a symbol of America's strength and beauty, of the artistry of its coinage, and of the way history lives on in the smallest of objects. This dime is not just currency. It is heritage, a piece of the American soul captured in silver. In the end, the 1944 S. Mercury dime is proof that the tiniest things can hold the greatest power. To own one is to hold a key to the past, a work of art, and a doorway to unimaginable fortune. It is a reminder that sometimes the coin in your pocket might not just buy a loaf of bread. It might be worth a palace. This is the magic of numismatics, and the Mercury dime is its crown jewel. Next up, the Mercury dime of 1940 with the San Francisco S. mint mark is a shining example of how a small piece of silver can carry within it the weight of history, beauty, and unimaginable fortune. Though its face value was only 10 cents at the time of its creation, this coin has since become one of the most desirable treasures in numismatic history. Struck in the twilight years before America's entry into World War II, it represents a nation on the edge of transformation, with its design serving as both an emblem of liberty and a silent promise of hope. For collectors and dreamers alike, the 1940 S. Mercury dime is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of wealth waiting to be unlocked, a key that could, under the right circumstances, change an ordinary life into a fortune overnight. At the heart of its allure lies the artistry of Adolph A. Weinman, who designed the Wing Liberty Head dime in 1916. His design was a masterpiece of symbolism. Liberty is depicted with a wing cap, not as an ornament, but as a powerful representation of freedom of thought and enlightenment. While the public mistook this figure for the Roman god Mercury, hence the nickname Mercury dime, its true identity was always Lady Liberty. On the reverse, a fasces, bound rod surrounding an axe, symbolizes unity and strength, while the olive branch wrapped around it conveys peace. For a coin created in the 1940s, these symbols carry profound meaning, as the United States stood at the edge of global conflict. The San Francisco S. mint mark adds yet another layer of rarity and mystique to this coin. Coins produced at the San Francisco Mint were generally struck in smaller quantities compared to their Philadelphia counterparts, and this naturally makes them more desirable to collectors. The S, placed delicately on the reverse of the coin near the base of the fasces, transforms the 1940 dime into something far more valuable than its 10-cent denomination suggests. That single letter is a stamp of uniqueness, a mark that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Time has not diminished the value of this dime, but has instead enhanced its legend. Most 1940 S. Mercury dimes circulated widely during the war years, passed through countless hands, worn down in daily exchanges, and often lost to history. This means that few remain in pristine condition, and even fewer in the kind of well-preserved state that commands astronomical prices today. Yet even coins in dirty or tarnished condition, with a steel-gray surface or darker toning, can hold unimaginable worth, because rarity is not always about perfection, it is about survival. Collectors know that hidden gems often disguise themselves as ordinary. A worn 1940 S. Mercury dime pulled from an old box of coins might not immediately reveal its fortune, but under magnification and scrutiny, details like strong strikes, full bands on the fasces, or rare minting anomalies can suddenly elevate its value into the millions. In this sense, every 1940 S. dime carries the potential to be a life-changing discovery, a treasure hiding in plain sight. The dirty condition of many surviving dimes only deepens their mystery. Far from diminishing their value, the natural toning and patina that develop over decades often appeal to serious collectors, who see in them authenticity and proof of the coin's long journey through time. A coin that looks worn or neglected may in fact be one of the most valuable, for it embodies both history and rarity. This is why even coins that appear unremarkable to the untrained can carry unimaginable worth. Rarity is the lifeblood of coin collecting, and the 1940 S. Mercury dime embodies this perfectly. It is not merely about how many were struck, but about how few survived in collectible condition. Many were melted down over the decades, lost to circulation, or simply discarded as small change. Each one that remains today, especially in its original silver form, is a survivor against all odds, a relic that becomes more valuable with each passing year. The historical backdrop of 1940 gives this coin an added emotional weight. As America watched the world plunge into chaos, coins like the Mercury dime quietly circulated, carrying with them the ideals of liberty, unity, and peace. Every dime struck bore not just silver, but also the ideals of a nation preparing to defend freedom. To hold one today is to hold a fragment of that era, a reminder of the sacrifices and hopes of a generation on the brink of war. In the modern coin market, the 1940 S Mercury dime is one of those pieces that ignites bidding wars and stirs obsession. Collectors understand that each passing year only increases its rarity, and its price follows accordingly. There are stories of Mercury dimes fetching sums so high that they transform their owners' lives in an instant. It is not a stretch to say that owning the right 1940 S Mercury dime could turn someone into a millionaire, even a billionaire, overnight. But beyond price, this coin represents something deeper, a blend of beauty, artistry, and national spirit. The Mercury dime is often considered one of the most beautiful coins America ever struck, and the 1940S stands as a shining example. Its elegant design combined with its scarcity gives an aura that cannot be replicated. It is more than a dime. It is a masterpiece in miniature, a piece of timeless art carried in the palm of one's hand. Every collector dreams of the moment when an ordinary coin reveals itself to be extraordinary. The 1940 S Mercury dime has provided that dream to many and continues to do so today. Hidden in dirty jars, tucked away in attics, or sleeping in family collections, this coin waits for the moment of rediscovery, the instant when its true value will shine through and change its owner's life forever. In the end, the 1940 S Mercury dime is not just a relic of the past, but a beacon of possibility. It is a coin that shows how greatness often hides in the smallest forms, how history and fortune can converge in a single piece of silver. To hold one is to grasp not only the wealth of a nation, but also the chance to transform your own destiny overnight. It is a reminder that fortune favors the observant, and that sometimes the key to unimaginable riches lies in the tiniest of treasures.